No.
You're wrecking our book.
It's peeling.
How does the book peel? Did it get
I
sunburned?
don't know.
What is this?
I need it off.
I was
Why would
listening.
you press play?
Man, her book. Why would you do this?
I just needed it off. It was peeling.
I was listening to a thing on resentments this morning, and there's
because you've been up for hours.
Yeah, the guy ran into a problem that I've run into a lot. Is a lot of people just say, "Well, I don't have any resentments." So we do a thing in LifeLab called priming the resentment pump, and so he had some really good tips on asking yourself a question like, "Who takes my time? Who looks down on me?" Or who do I look down on? Who am I superior to? He had some really good little, because those are the refeel and the rethink. And then he had some really good resentment words like anger, inferior, frustrated. There's a couple other ones I can't think of.
So those words help indicate resentment.
Where you have resentment, because that's the refeeling over and over and over.
Where you're holding on to stuff.
Yeah. That was really good. I thought it was really, really smart. There's one thing that I asked, like when I running a treatment center for 8 years, we would have a Friday night, or Friday morning group, and we would start off with resentment. What are you resentful at? And I was trying to teach people that, teach the guys that it has nothing to do with the outside, but what's happening inside. So there were some rules that you could only use I statements, that you weren't trying to fix or change anything, because some guys would the toilet paper roll, who? And it's not about the toilet paper roll, but why do you keep thinking that? So one of the things was, the question I would ask is, what do you do that you shouldn't be doing, that you shouldn't be doing? It was a really interesting question, because there's a lot of guys that I know in my life. There's stuff that I do that I probably shouldn't be doing, but I don't know that I don't think I shouldn't be doing it. It was just interesting. So I just want to ask you the question. I'm kidding. I don't want to ask you that question. It's a hard question. What do you do that you shouldn't be doing? By no means am I asking you to answer that. I was just talking about resentments. All right, next.
Good morning.
Have you arrived yet? No. I'm sorry. I love that sweater. It's your color. The color.
I laid awake in bed for a little while.
Did you?
Yeah.
Contemplating your.
Talked to my dog.
Did you talk to your dog?
I woke up before the dog this morning. That's unusual.
He did wake up a little bit earlier.
Yeah. But I've arrived.
I know. I talked to my dog too. It's a disorder, I think. It's called humanizing animals.
I don't think it's a disorder.
I think he talks back. I use words for him. I can see by his facial expressions, his frown, his eyeballs. At
nighttime, I always think of something clever to say in our video.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but that's when I'm awake, not in the morning.
What's your favorite color?
You have the music turn off after 30 minutes. So we go to bed, we put on some music on Google. You ask it to turn off in 30 minutes, and I am never asleep.
It's hit and miss. Sometimes it'll turn it off right when I say that, because it's hearing that I'm...
Yeah. But when it turns off in 30 minutes, are you asleep when the music turns off?
I rarely hear the music stop. I don't know if it stopped or it keeps going. Sometimes I'll wake up and it's still going.
I think you are sleeping 5 minutes after your head hits the pillow.
That's a good way to be. Take it seriously. I take my sleep seriously. I need it.
Sure. That would be a very good way to be. That is not how I am. I hear the music turn off, and then I don't want to wake you up, so I don't make it turn on again.
What's the date today? The
20th.
20th? Yeah. Okay, it's your read. January the 20th.
New beginnings. Resentments are blocks that hold us back from loving ourselves and others. Resentments do not punish the other person, they punish us. They become barriers to feeling good and enjoying life. They prevent us from being in harmony with the world. Resentments are hardened chunks of anger. They loosen up and dissolve with forgiveness and letting go. Letting go of resentments does not mean we allow the other person to do anything to us that he or she wants. It means we accept what happened in the past and we set boundaries for the future. We can let go of resentments and still have boundaries. We try to see the good in the person or the good that ultimately evolved from whatever incident we feel resentful about. We try to see our best. We try to see our part. Makes way more sense. Then we put the incident to rest. Praying for those we resent also helps. Asking God to take our resentments from us helps too. What better way to begin a new year than by cleaning the slate of the past and entering this one free of resentments? Higher power, God, help me become ready to let go of my resentments. Bring any resentments that are hidden within me and blocking me to the surface. Show me what I need to do to take care of myself by letting go of resentments, and then help me to do that.
Wow. That's funny that you said I haven't read that yet, but it's a beautiful thing because I'm going through it. So that's why I was talking about it. And I think to sum it up is, do I want to be free? And that's what recovery offers us, free of the bondage of self. So when I'm full of resentment, usually my resentment is due to a part of me being threatened. And so am I walking around defensive, controlling, demanding, frustrated, insecure? Do I have a belief system that you owe me something?
Are most of your resentments, like your current day resentments, are most of your resentments that coming up about me?
No, you were in it. You are in my little list. But what I found is that my current day resentment is actually showing me that where I'm disconnected, parts of me are disconnected from God. So it's been really eye-opening because I know that on my own power, I will get my result and it's not good. So there's parts of me that aren't connected to God. And so I don't actually believe God's best for me in these situations. So it's really it's been like very mind shattering to me to be like, man, there's like, yeah. But at the same time, I find encouragement in having to grow our spiritual condition. So if I had already been spiritually as fit as I could be, then there's no room to grow. And so that's what it talks about. It's like this growth journey. So that's encouraging. But it's, what were you going to say?
I don't remember.
I probably cut you off.
That's okay.
I apologize for
you were
cutting
talking.
you off.
I regret to inform you that from the books that I've read, there's no getting to a place of being as spiritual as you can be.
But that's why people go to the gym. When I go to the gym, it's not like overweight camp. It's like most of the people there are pretty fit.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
But the reality is you continue to grow in your fitness. You continue to grow because your body is deteriorating. So you have to, I don't want to be that guy at 70 going like, oh, I got to go for a walk. I haven't been on that. I want to continue my fitness. I want to continue my growth journey. Good realization. Thank you for letting me in on that secret. I think that's the illusion that we arrive, that right. I arrive, that I'm here to teach you everything. I'm here to lead you or the community around me.
And it can be a real eye opener for me anyway. It was a real eye opener of my actual fit spiritual condition of where am I really with God, and that idea of agnosticism, being that I'm sure I believe there's a God and I believe, all these different things.
When you say that, you mean unbelief?
But so where do I not believe that God is capable or that God's power can actually impact my life? And so if wherever I feel helpless, wherever I feel hopeless, wherever, I'm resigned to a certain, way of living, I'm actually agnostic. I actually don't believe that God has the power to move in that area. And so if I am in control of my finances, or if I'm not paying attention to my finances, if I'm like, well, I can't, if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I'm agnostic. God is not acting and God is not in charge of that area. That doesn't mean that I need to be wealthy or God. What it means is God will instruct me if I ask him, hey, God, I need to figure out how to run my finances. I need to figure out how to operate, how to live, tell my money where to go.
Is there a plan?
So I invite God to tell me, to instruct me of telling my money where to go so that I will have enough, and then giving him any gap that I have. So if I have
because you said a heavy statement there, by the way.
If I have a gap in my finances and I invite God into that, he will fill that need.
Mm-hmm.
Or he'll, and by filling that need, that can either show me where I'm spending money that I don't need to spend it in a certain area, or he'll show me, there's so many different ways that God can operate.
And God gives us enough and what we need if we are connected to him. And so there might be a process of coming out of bankruptcy. There might be a process of coming out of paycheck to paycheck and having debts. And I think that's a beautiful thing with inviting God to give you the plan to do this, because this is his money. This is his time. How do you want me to spend it? You're my employer. You're my director.
So often I think, I think the way that I was living my life, it's not that I didn't think that God had the power. It's just that I wasn't actually even thinking about involving God in that situation or involving God in that area of my life. And so, am I like frustrated or irritable or like discontent or, have I invited God into that area of my life?
And that's a beautiful thing of the journey of the death of self. And so that's why it's a continual thing, not a linear thing. Like we're never going up, we're going around until we do go up, until we hit the dirt and then go up. But I believe that it's a circular thing. And so there's parts of us that are still growing. There's parts of us that are still becoming awakened. And so the kingdom of God resides in here, and that's where I get my power from. And I have to keep on tapping into that power source and keep on how free do I want to be? How connected do I want to be? And I heard somebody today, or I was reading in Luke, the Gospel of Luke, and Jesus was going to the temple, and the prophet Simeon was led by the Spirit to the temple and saw Jesus, and that's when he could die. And it was really interesting just being led. Like, do I want to be led by God throughout my whole day, whether that's in my finances, whether that's in my unbelief, my often agnosticism today, my physical fitness, all of these things. Am I being led by the Spirit of God or by the Spirit of John? And I just, half the time I don't know what I don't know. So God will give you vision to see inside. It's not about seeing everybody else, but it's a personal journey and a personal relationship. Oh, I heard another thing is like either God is everything or nothing. That's an easy statement to hear. Half measures availed us nothing. And I always thought it was quantitative, but the person that I heard speak said it like, get your mind out of quantity and it's about quality. So is God your relationship? Is God everything in everything and guiding you to everywhere? I thought that was interesting.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was interesting that I started talking about resentments because that's what I was listening. All right. Have a blessed day. See you at noon. We have our LifeLab recovery meeting. Everybody's invited to investigate whether you have an addiction or whether you're around addiction, whether you want to start a healing process or whatever it is. So come and join us at noon on Zoom, and we will see you later. Good coffee, by the way. I know I made it.